Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz May 10, 2016 at 1:17 a.m. Birmingham. And topic, will America's prayer be answered? Will America be salvaged through Donald Trump and Moo-Moos? Talk a little bit about both. And first, it was the millions of prayers that went up that resonated around the world nonstop for over 4 years, right at 5 years, and for a lot of us, it's been a lot longer than that. But it was the Bible, 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14, that people were looking at when they were praying for a defeat of Obama in 2012. Which reads, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven and forgive their sin and will heal their land. Now, the millions of people that prayed, what about all those who aren't Christians? Well, one good thing about prayer, there's no respect of persons. Anyone can pray. Anyone can have their prayer answered, whether he or she is or is not a Christian. And with this country, according to the fireman in his prophecy, said, get ready, America. You have sown throughout the world. Get ready to receive your harvest. I'm going to send it sevenfold. Guys, if you can even calculate the number up front, I mean, it's $2 trillion in Iraq. $2 trillion. Rather than take it back in oil, ISIS has the oil. Anyway, I'm going to stop there on that. $2 trillion, sevenfold. There's $14 trillion right there, guys. That's just one moment in our history. There has been, I'll say, just guessing, no less than 15 to 30 trillion that this country has given out over all these years since 1776. Maybe a lot more than that. If we're going to get back sevenfold, wow. It's hard. Boggles your mind. Now, what about the people that prayed that weren't saved, that aren't Christians? Will they participate? I say this, anyone who has lost something in business, mostly, in bonds, in stocks, because of liars and cheaters in our government, that person will get that back as well. In my heart of hearts, I believe it. Look, just a quick remembrance. If you remember when Clinton came in, his wife bought $2,000 worth of a stock of a cell phone company called Memphis Third Cellular. It was an analog system that was going digital. And she put it in and took out $200,000. Well, Rush Limbaugh's plugging the stock. And Jody Wolf goes and buys the stock. I lost every bit of money I put in it. I put in $16,000. My wife put in $12,000. It disappeared. I guess we gave it all to Hillary. That's how far back she goes in my mind as being a crook. And Rush unknowingly plugged the stock. So to move on, will these people who aren't Christian, who lost money, get it back? If indeed the harvest is going to be in every way, then yes. Yes. If it was taken by the government or a major oil company or by major any company and you lost it, you'll get it back. I can't help I can't rule it as not being part of the harvest, okay? So let's throw that in, and I want to, and I'm going to stand on it because I got a lot of money that I don't have, that I paid out in many years over stocks, including everything that I lost, entire savings. My wife passed away in 99, and I was in a fog for 2 years. In 2000, Tom Owen, the world's strongest ab man, had trucks run over him. He was a good friend of mine. He called me one day and asked me if I checked on a stock, and I said, no, I hadn't even thought about it. My wife took care of those things. He said, you need to. Well, I checked, and it was gone. Gone, disappeared. Enron just happened, and my stock was gone. So I've lost all that I had. And but let's move on. Donald Trump, he continues to speak. And if you picture a wave at a football game, this wave, okay? Trump is on the top all the way across the board. Everyone that comes up to attack him in a wrongful way, they in turn dive back down and he stays on the top. So picture that peak of that wave is Donald Trump. I believe that. His numbers are growing. He's getting bigger and bigger, better and better. And I believe that God is indeed using Donald Trump to bless this country. And because he will be a righteous leader in God's eyes. Donald Trump has a history of hundreds of sit-down, where they sit down and talk interviews, and he has been consistent. He has not changed his mind from the first time I saw one in 1976, maybe 77, until today. His message never changed. It's still there. So to say that he's flip-flopping, kiss off. And so let's move on. I believe that Trump is God's mouthpiece. I believe that God is speaking through Trump. I believe that God wants us sit back and relax. Just prepare to receive the bounty of your harvest and prepare to receive sevenfold. In some cases, I believe people will see 100-fold. But I believe the prayer needs to be ongoing and consistent. Not to get your harvest back. I believe somehow, some way, that you'll have an acknowledgement of that. Like those who bought Iraqi dinar. I believe that that's going to RV. I believe that you who hold Iraqi dinar, you lucky guys. Okay, I'm going to move off of this. And I want to go to Moo-Moos. Okay, where am I getting this crazy name Moo-Moo from? 2 fat cows? Black and white cow. Chocolate and vanilla. No, man. If you go back and look at communist countries all your life, dictator countries, especially back in mid 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s, mid 1900s, right on up until today, you'll see the leader of China wear a moo-moo top. Comes down probably about halfway to his knees or close to it. That is a, how do you put it? That is a signature of a communist, socialist banner or flag. That's just a signature of what they carry. And those who wear it are royalty. And then you have Libya's president. He was a dictator. And what did he wear? He wore a decked out, gold-laid moo-moo. That's what he had. If you look at it, he wore them often. You go and look at North Korea's leader today. What did he have? This big black heavy moo-moo on. Sometimes you see them wearing different colors, different sizes, but they're all moo-moos. When they're one piece, they're moo-moos. I say one piece, or a few buttons. That's what they are. And guess who else wears them? Got pictures of George Bush Sr. wearing them. Standing beside China's leader back in his day. I got pictures of George Bush Jr. wearing them. As recent as a year before he left the presidency. Have pictures of Bill Clinton wearing them. And you see Hillary wear them about every time she speaks today. What is she, besides talking to you or at you, what else is she saying to you? I have dominance over you. One day, I'm going to be your supreme being, your leader. I wear the armor, the suit, the clothing of royalty that's over communist nations. One day, you're going to live in a communist nation. And one day, I'm going to be your decked out leader. That makes me sick. I don't know about you, but it does me. But I picked up on that. I've noticed it for a long time, and I just had to say something about it. And who do I support? Make it very clear who I support. And what does it say? Israel. And this one right here, IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, and this is Hebrew, Israel. God says, Genesis 2, verse 3, he didn't demand, he just requested. If you stand by my people, I will stand by you in your time. Jody Wolf Expoz.